Productions Live. This is the second live stream of today. For those of you who missed my first live stream, I was out at Station 1 headquarters doing some fire buffing. Didn't catch anything, unfortunately, but I was there for about 20 minutes, maybe a little less, and I did do a live stream with you guys. So for those of you who didn't see that stream, you can check that out. I'm going to add it to my playlist after this stream. But yeah, I was there today, and I did a live stream there. Unfortunately, didn't get anything responding, though. That seems to be the way nowadays, but oh well. Maybe next time I'll get something responding there. It's been pretty quiet around the whole city lately for responses. There really hasn't been much going on that I've seen. So that's just the way it goes sometimes. But I did say in my previous stream that I would do another one tonight. I wasn't originally going to do one, but then I thought, we'll do another one. I got some free time, and, the earlier stream today was kind of a rip-off because my phone battery was low to begin with. It was really cold outside, and it wasn't really an enjoyable stream. My hand was shaking the whole time while I was holding my phone doing the stream, so it wasn't a very good stream. So for those of you who endured that stream, I appreciate it. But today I'm going to do a second stream, and this one will be indoors because the wind has picked up outside and it's gotten colder, so it's not a good day to be outside streaming anyway. And tomorrow we're expecting snow for the morning, so I'll probably be shoveling tomorrow, and I don't know what the weather's going to be looking like in the afternoon tomorrow, but if it's looking alright, I might do another stream outdoors, but we'll see how the weather looks and go from there. But anyway, I'm going to showcase some of my cars today, maybe. I got some model cars out that I might showcase for this stream. Hey, Ontario Firebuff, welcome to the second stream. It's good to see you. But I got some model cars here that I might showcase later on in the stream. Actually, I'll just showcase them now. These two model cars are both 118 models. And these are my oldest vehicles, the vehicles I've had the longest in my collection, so they don't look the best. A lot of them are chipped and dinged, and there's, on this Mustang here, the wiper blades are missing. But thank you, Ontario Firebuff, I certainly think so. These are some pretty nice cars. And they were really dusty because I had them stored away, so I had to clean them off before I started this stream to showcase. But this Mustang is the oldest one. I've had this one the longest, and it's a 1970 Mustang GT500 convertible, and I haven't seen many models like this on the internet. I've kind of been looking for this particular model just to see what they're like and what their value is, but I haven't really seen too many of this particular model. Obviously, this is not a perfect example because, as I said, there's some missing pieces and there's some scratches on it, but this is the oldest model that I have, and I've kept it the longest. So I had this when I was a young kid, and you know how kids are with toys. And this one is a 1970 or 71 Chevy Chevelle SS 396 convertible. This one's also a pretty old one. I've had this for a long time as well. I actually got this from a friend, and it was already quite used, and then I got it when I was quite young, so I've had it for a long time as well. This one's a Maisto model, and it's also a 118 scale vehicle, and it has the engine's actually missing out of it. As you can see, the blocks there, but the actual engine's missing. That was like that when I got it from my friend, so I don't know what the story is there. On the Mustang, the engine is still there. Don't know if you can see that, but it's got the blue Ford block. Ford had the blue block and Chevy had the orange block, although in some of the later 70s 350 Chevy engine blocks were blue, like in the late 70s Corvettes, the blocks went to blue, but as you can see in the earlier 70s GM, the blocks were orange. So yeah, that's just a fun fact about GMs. Ford's always had the blue engine block. Robert Christian, thank you. I'm glad you think so. Carlos Ribeiro, welcome to the stream. Good to see you. I think I've seen you in some other streams, so welcome back. And this Chevy here, I haven't really showcased that. I might do a video dedicating that. This one I got in the States at Walmart, and it's a 124 model 1964 Chevy pickup. And the hood opens on this one, but it's not really a good shot. But this one, this Chevelle here, kind of one interesting thing about this car is the trunk opens on it. A lot of these 118 cars, the trunk doesn't open, but you can see here on this particular car, you can see the big scratch that it has. So again, they're not in the best shape, but they are, you know, these are my older models, but the door's open, as you can see, and there's some dust in there I gotta clean out, but that's the Chevelle. And then the Mustang here, the door's also open in it. Both doors in the hood. The trunk does not open on this particular model, but yeah, it's kind of it. How did you get all those? They are so cool. Well, thank you, Roberto. I got these cars when I was a kid, these two particular ones. I have multiple others that I've collected over a period of years. But, you know, I got, this one I got from a friend when I was very young. This one my dad bought for me. And then some of the other ones, like this one I bought when I went to the States. This one over here was a gift for my 14th birthday. These ones over here, I bought that white Corvette. That Model A was given to me. And then these two were also ones that I bought. Actually, the blue one I bought, the black one I didn't. So yeah, that's kind of how I obtained all these. And there's many more. You can look at some of my previous streams. I've showed off other vehicles. But yeah, these are the two that I wanted to show off today. I'm running out of cars to show off, actually. So I probably won't be showing off many more after these two are done, because there's really not many more to show off. But I did want you guys to see these. And maybe one day I'll do a video on that pickup. We'll see how we're looking for content this month. If it's really poor weather, we'll do some more indoor streams and I'll show off some smaller cars that I have. But the 118 ones are my favorite because they're generally the most detailed. So I like them the best. But yeah, those are the two cars. And let me know in chat what you prefer. Do you prefer the Ford or do you prefer the Chevy? Myself, in this particular case, I prefer the Ford. I like the look of it better. And yeah, if I was going to get one of these in real life, I'd probably get the Ford. But the Chevy is nice. The Chevelle was a very nice model of vehicle, especially that era. I actually like this era of Chevelle better than some of the previous eras. But, yo, I got some cars too. That's awesome. What kind of cars do you have? Do you have like these big 118 models, or do you have like smaller cars like this particular one? Or what kind of cars do you have? But yeah, those are the two vehicles that I showed off. And I might show off some more. I have another 118 model, I think just one more that I haven't shown. So I'll probably show that one off in another stream. Actually, I have two that I haven't shown off. I have an Impala and a Packard. So I'll show those off in another stream, again, when the weather is pretty poor. But for now, since the weather is going to be looking like it's going to get warmer later in the week, I'll probably be doing outdoor streams. But again, that's to be determined. You know, the weather around here changes on a dime, so we'll see what happens. Hopefully, we can get out and enjoy the nice weather, but it might get cold again. They are saying it's supposed to go above zero here in Guelph, but there's always the possibility that that could change. So it could be a complete below zero week. Who knows? But we'll see. Small BMW 8 from Romania. Oh, that's pretty cool. Nice. That's awesome. I had a scale 118 model Ferrari when I was younger, but I gave it to my brother. I'm not really. I don't mind some of the imports, mainly the older ones, like from the 60s and 50s, like the old Rolls Royces and Mercedes. I don't mind those old ones, but newer imports I'm not crazy about. You know, Ferraris and stuff like that. It's not really my thing, but I like the old American classics. So you know, the old Lincolns and Chevys and Fords and Packards and, you know, cars like that is what I really like. So those are generally the cars that I collected. I also really like the Corvette, so that was also a car I collected quite a few of. So as I've gotten older, I've offloaded a lot of my my collection, but I still do have a few that I've kept around ones that I really like. But I have tried selling some now that I've gotten a little bit older, because they're a lot to maintain. Especially the bigger 118 models, you have to dust them, you have to clean them up, and since they're so detailed, you have to be careful that they don't break, and they're a lot of work to have around. They're nice when they were nice for their time, and they're still pretty nice, but I find now they're just more work than what they used to be. So maybe one day I'll get rid of more, but I did try last summer getting rid of some, and to no avail. But maybe I'll try again this summer, selling them on Marketplace. That seems to be the go-to place for people to buy things. Either that or eBay, but eBay, I think you have to pay a user fee, so I don't think I would use eBay to sell anything. But yeah. But yeah, that was the video, the little stream. I showcased my cars, and probably just gonna spend the next few minutes just talking to you guys, see how many people turn up in the stream. I did see our numbers were higher when I was showing the cars, which is understandable. The cars are really the highlight of the show, but you can only show the cars for so long. But I'll give you one last shot of the cars if you want. But yeah, those are the cars, and some of these, you have some model cars. I might make a video about them on my second channel. Well, that's awesome, Ontario Fire Buff. Good for you. I'd watch that for sure. I would definitely watch that. That stream was there, very good. Well, thank you, Roberto. It's not over yet. I'm not going to end it for a few more minutes, but keep it going, and maybe I'll show you some more. I don't know if I've shown these posters before, but these cockpit posters that I had of the 787 Dreamliner. These are actually used by the Air Canada Training Center to train Dreamliner pilots. So that's the layout of the cockpit and what it looks like. This is another photo from Boeing. I don't know if my camera's going to be able to show it very good, but that's another photo from Boeing of the 787 Dreamliner cockpit. And that's also something that I got as a gift from an airline pilot, but they don't use this particular chart for training. It's just more of an image. I also have one of the A380, but I haven't hung it up. Not many places in this. This one I got from someone who works at de Havilland, which is a Canadian aircraft manufacturer. They used to be in Downsview, Toronto, at the airport there. And then when they closed their operations in 2022, I believe it was, or 2023, they were giving out these specialty posters. And I got one of these, and it shows the lineup of aircraft that they made over their life cycle. And de Havilland's been bought and sold by many different companies. So, and you can see up there de Havilland Downsview. Have I been to any air shows? Yes, I have. I used to go. They used to have an air show in Waterloo at the airport, and I used to go to that. And they brought the snowbirds in, and I was at that air show a couple times. That was when I was younger. I don't think they have it there anymore. I've never been to the London Air Show. I know the London Air Show is a pretty popular one. They have U.S. Air Force planes and things like that. I've never been to that one though. I would like to go, but the trouble is you have to pay to go to that one. The Waterloo Air Show we didn't pay to go to. Guelph Air Park, the small airport in my city, also has an air show in the summertime, and I've been to it. But they have smaller planes, biplanes and old warplanes. I might go this year. I don't know yet. I never know what I'm doing from day to day. And I've been to the Toronto Air Show that they have down by the water. I've never watched it from the water, but I've always watched it from Pearson Airport because all the show planes fly into Toronto to fuel up and to park. So I watch them land. You can actually see some of my air show videos from 2025 when I was at the Pearson Airport. I filmed an F-35 landing, which was that was my favorite plane to film. It was everybody came for the F-35, and that was a really special one to see. And then I saw the snowbirds and their formation landing. So you guys can check those videos out in my aviation playlist. I did post them there. And you can check the F-35 video out also on my popular videos playlist because it's a video that's garnered over 1,000 views. It was quite something for people to see, and I really enjoyed filming that plane, so you can check those out. I went to one in 2022, and there was one where they flew around the whole city instead of the airport back in 2022 due to COVID. During COVID, they actually have this air show group in... Take care, Roberto. Thank you for joining. They actually have this air show group in Waterloo, which is the biggest airport closest to my house, called the Waterloo Warbirds, and they were doing flyovers for the nurses and frontline workers at the hospitals. So they would do formation flyovers over my city and over Waterloo and over Cambridge, and they would target the hospitals, and the frontline workers would come out and watch the planes go over. So it was kind of neat to see, and obviously people got to see it as well because, a bunch of planes flying over the city. People saw it, but it was pretty cool. But that's pretty cool that you got to see some air shows. Do you like air shows? Would you go to any more? Because I like air shows. I like planes in general. I could just go to an airport and watch any airplane. I don't, I just love planes and aviation. And you can check out, I have a vast array of aviation videos on my channel. You guys can watch them. I have a whole playlist dedicated to aviation. For those of people who know me personally, I'm big into airplanes, so I like to film them whenever I can. Obviously, though, I'm not near an airport, so it's not like I can go out every day and film planes. Otherwise, I would. If I lived near an airport, like a busy airport, I'd go there every day and film. Like, every day. I would probably even live stream from the airport if I lived near one. But, unfortunately, I don't have that luxury. I'm not that lucky. But, yeah, so showed you some of it, and you can see them in the background there, the cockpit photos. I haven't gone to any recently, but I would love to go to another one. Yeah, definitely. I love air shows. Like, they're really fun, and some of them, like the London Air Show is really good. They have a lot of unique aircraft there. They have U.S. Air Force planes. They have Canadian Air Force planes. They have old warbirds and retro planes, which are neat to see. So that's a good one that everybody's recommended me to go to, and you can watch videos of it on the internet, on YouTube there, and some of the London Air Show planes are really, really neat. So they actually had the United States E-4B at last year's air show in London, which is basically a modified 747 that the U.S. Air Force uses as an operational command center. They nicknamed it the Doomsday plane, but that would be a really cool plane to see. I would really love to see that plane. I'd also really love to see Air Force One, especially the new ones. We're talking about coming up with a new Air Force One. That would really be neat to see, but I don't think Air Force One has ever flown into Toronto Pearson, but I could be wrong. Last year, the grade above me went to the airport as a field trip, and the next year when I moved up a grade, they canceled the air show. Oh, damn. That's bad luck. That sucks. We never had that when I was in school. That would have been cool if our school did an air show trip, but we never did. But that would have been really cool to go to. But I've been to the airport with my school. I actually was kind of, in my older grades, I was kind of separated from the rest of class, and I had a different education program for myself, but I got to go to the airport a couple times during school time. Not many kids can say they did that, but I got to go watch planes at the airport during school time. But that's just because of the program I was in. I was kind of separated from the rest of class, which in some ways was good, but in some ways was kind of not good because I, since then, have basically had no social life. So it's had its downfalls. Hey, welcome back, Roberto. Good to see you. Thank you for joining into the stream and chatting. It's always good seeing you. Always good seeing people chatting. It's nice to, just do these indoor streams and just kind of chat with people. Because, a lot of the times when I'm walking, it's hard to read the chat and, really, comprehend and talk to you guys good. So this is kind of nice. For real. Yeah. I appreciate you joining, and I appreciate everybody who joins these streams. It makes them a lot easier to do when, you're talking to people. Makes it a lot more enjoyable. But as you can see, I have so many cars, I don't even have room for them, so... As you can see, I'm storing some under my dresser because I have no room. I'm kind of a pack rat, so I have cars everywhere. Like, I have cars under my bed because I have no room for them. I have cars under my dresser because I have no room for them. So, yeah. And then this one, actually, I just moved these cars, which I've shown before, off this desk here to put these on. This is kind of like this is the closest thing to my desk that I have. Closest thing to a desk that I have. So I put my cars on here to show you guys. You can see that in previous streams. Then I have all my junk under here. So much stuff. And then this thing. I should show this thing. Not that, but I've talked about this little car before. This one is really cool. I really like this little car. It's based off an old Ford Model T, and it's a fuel tanker truck. And it's really kind of a neat little vehicle. It's hard to keep clean though, man. I tell you, this freaking thing. I spent freaking 10 minutes on it, getting all the dust off it, and it's still dusty. Like if you look, you can see in the crevices, there's still dust. But this thing, I love this little thing. I'll never get rid of this thing. I think it's so cool. It's an old Model T, Ford Model T fuel truck, and really nice little model. And it's so detailed too, and if you look, I don't know if you can see, but for those of you who don't know, these old cars had a crank, and it's even got the crank kind of molded into the grill, so it's kind of a neat little detail they added, and the wheels, of course, are really neat, but this is a really neat little model that I probably will never get rid of this one. If I get rid of all my other cars, I won't get rid of that, and I won't get rid of this one either. That old double-decker bus. I won't get rid of that either. That's also a very hard model to keep clean. But yeah, some of my many models. I'd like to just lay them out one day and just show them, but I have no room, so I have to kind of use this desk or shelf as kind of a equivalent. But one day maybe I'll lay some out and show more, but not today. Someone chatted, I didn't see it. And I'm glad you do streams after school hours. So many people like me in fire photography don't miss them. Yeah, because I know you guys, yeah, I like to. Thank you, Roberto. I'm glad you like my collection. I'm it's nice talking to people, and it's nice having you in the chat. So thank you for chatting with me. And thank you, Ontario Fire Buff. But yeah, I like doing them later in the evening. More people tend to watch later in the evening. I find when I do them like at 3, I find 12 o'clock to 3 o'clock is a really bad time to live stream. The viewers are just not there. Nobody chats. It's not a very good time because people are working or they're at school. They're not watching YouTube live during the day unless they're in another part of the world and it's nighttime where they are. But generally the evening time is better to do it. And I like to have you and Fire Photography join the streams because you guys are loyal viewers and you guys are the ones I like talking to. You leave the most chats, and it's always good talking to you guys, and it's just good having you in the streams all the time. There's some people that regularly join the stream, and shout out to you guys. You guys know who you are, who join the stream regularly. Fire Photography, Ontario Fire Buff, Fire Guys 235, Cameron Brady. I could go on. There's so many great people that join these streams on a regular basis and chat with me. So it's always so nice, having you guys in the streams and talking with you, and makes it a lot more easier to do these, because when I started doing the live back in, I guess it was June. Holy crap, almost 7 months. Back when I started doing lives in June, I was kind of nervous that I would be made fun of or people wouldn't tune in. So, because there's a lot of troll comments on the internet, so I was worried I'd get spammed by them, and I have had the odd stream, but I just learned to ignore it. But the feedback from these live streams has been really positive, and that makes it really easy and really good for me to continue doing them, and it makes me want to do them. Sometimes when I have a bad day or a slow day, it's like I go do a live stream and I'll have people to talk to. So it's always good having you guys on the stream. But anyway, we're 23 minutes in, and I'm kind of running out of things to talk about. I don't know if there's anything you guys want to talk about. You can mention something in the chat if there's something you want me to talk about or you want to talk about with me. But other than that, I think I just ignore them. Yeah, that's the best way to do it. Just ignore them, and at the end of the day, and I've said this in previous streams, if they're commenting on your stream, if they're commenting on your short, if they're commenting on your video, it could be the dumbest, rudest comment ever, but it doesn't matter at the end of the day. That's all benefiting you, because they're commenting on your video. YouTube algorithm sees that and they say, oh, there's engagement on this video, so they push it out more. And it only benefits you in the long term. They may think that they're making your life miserable, but at the end of the day, they're commenting on your videos, they're clicking on your videos, they're only helping you as the creator. So to fellow creators out there, don't ever let the trolls bother you, because at the end of the day, they're only helping you. They may be talking shit, but they're only helping you because as much as they comment on your video, as much as they engage with your video, even if it's a dislike, that's all engagement. It all goes into the algorithm, and YouTube will forward that content if they see engagement. And that's part of the reason why I always I like seeing comments. I like engaging with people in the chat because it's all part of YouTube growth, and having a community is very important too. You don't want to be running a YouTube channel with no viewers or no community. For real, the haters are stupid. Yes, a lot of them are just totally stupid. And, I honestly, I want to say that, like, nowadays, especially with AI, 90% of it is just bots. Like, 90% of it isn't even real YouTube accounts. It's just bot accounts. So it makes it even more ridiculous because it's like you have all these bots that are just spamming and doing all this nonsense. And it's like, okay, that's... yeah, they waste their time to help someone when they don't know they are only helping the creator. Well, that's it. And that's exactly what I say. And, I didn't know this when I started YouTube, but I did some research on it. And it turns out that if you comment on videos, positive or negative, it counts as engagement. And the algorithm sees that and they push it out more if there's engagement on that video. That's why you see videos of Donald Trump getting thousands and thousands of views. Maybe half of them are negative, but again, there's engagement and people are watching it. So it doesn't matter if it's negative or positive. As long as there's comments, as long as there's engagement, YouTube sees that and they reward it. But yeah, anyway, that's my little spiel on YouTube trolls. But no, it's been good, and I enjoy it. And there's a lot of good people on YouTube. I've met a lot of people through YouTube. Like Fire Guys, Ben. I met him through YouTube. Fire Photography, I met him through YouTube. I reconnected with an old high school friend through YouTube. I met, a fan out in BC that regularly watches my streams, and we're friends on Facebook. So you meet people and you build kind of a rapport with your audience. So it's also really nice to have that going on. So anyway, guys, I'm probably going to end this stream unless there's anything you want me to talk about. I'll give you 30 seconds to type it in chat, but if not, I'm going to end the stream, and we'll carry this on tomorrow probably. Based on the weather, I'll probably be inside tomorrow if we're going to get the snow and cold, they say. But if we don't, then we'll be doing an outdoor stream. You want to be friends on Roblox. Unfortunately, I don't have Roblox, man. I'm sorry to say that, Roberto. I don't have Roblox, but we can be friends on YouTube chat. I mean, I do these streams every day, so you can comment and, leave a chat or comment on a video. I always reply to my comments. Yeah, so there's that. I always engage with my, commenters. I always like to talk to them. But anyway, guys, I'm going to end this stream now. For those of you who tuned in, Ontario Firebuff, Roberto, all other viewers who just clicked on for a few seconds and watched, I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys, and I enjoy doing this. And we'll talk to you again probably tomorrow. I can't guarantee that it's going to be an outdoor stream. Fingers crossed that it will be. But regardless, I will see you guys tomorrow some way or another. So for those of you who tuned in, thank you so much. And we'll talk to you tomorrow. Signing off from my bedroom. Take care, guys. Thank you for joining.